So I was walking around out here and this dude was like, oh, you look like Chili. And I was like, don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that we're used to. And he was like, I wish I would have had it on tape. It was so funny. Oh my God. Anyway, welcome back to the vlog.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. I can't hold a frown too long. I can't stay down too long. Look, running from pain, running from strain, running from things, running from schemes.
I was having so many problems with my pedal board that I was ready to just throw in the towel completely until I came upon the Line 6 Pod Go wireless. So let's talk about first what my issues were with my pedal board. I was having a lot of power issues, so then I got this heavy-duty iSpot power supply that was supposed to solve all my problems, and it didn't. Then I was having bad wires, and I would have to like unplug every pedal and test every cable going into the next cable. It was just like a nightmare. And these things were happening while I'm on stage. Like there would be some kind of pedal board malfunction on stage. And if any of you have ever been to one of my shows, you will know that it's a very high energy show. I'm running around, dancing, jumping. I'm in the crowd, I'm out the crowd, I'm everywhere, and it's, so it's really hard for me to have to, in the middle of all that, have to stop, basically, because there's no sound coming out of my pedal board. So, in the middle of shows, I've had to just unplug, go straight into the amp, which changes the whole sound. Then all of a sudden, I'm too low, my bass player can't hear me. It's just like, oh my God. One night I went to a club just to support a band, and the guitar player had a Helix. The tone was outstanding. The tone was amazing. Went backstage, and on stage after the show to talk to them and tell them they did a great job and all that. I was like, man, that Helix is huge. At the same time, I had a pedal board. I'm trying to shrink my pedal board. I'm trying to make everything smaller. And he's like, well, why don't you check out the Pod Go? And I said, okay, whatever that is. And the rest is history. So now that I've told that long-winded story, so now we're gonna go through the things I love about the Pod Go wireless, and we're gonna go through, I won't say the things I hate, because I don't hate anything, but the things I thought were just unfortunate. Like I wish these things about it were better, that kind of thing. So right off the bat, the Pod Go is small. And I mean, it is small. Like, it's the perfect size. It fits in my book bag, which means it fits in my carry-on, which means it is a breeze to travel with. And currently, my pedal board does not fit in my book bag and does not fit in my carry-on, and that is a huge problem when traveling because the amount of equipment that gets lost and stolen in the airport is outrageous, and the less risk you have to take, the better. So first off, it already won in so many categories for me because of its size. Second thing about the Pod Go that I love is just the ease of use. Day one, when I first got it, I figured it out. I figured it out in less than 20 minutes. I was already making presets for myself. And so the ease of use is outstanding. Check mark, move on, let's move on. Next, so I do shows, I do a lot of different kind of setups for my shows. And one thing that I do a lot of solo shows. So that means it's just me and my guitar, right? My main pedal for that is the Ditto looper. The Pod Go has a looper, and it has an amazing looper. It is so easy to use. It's easier to use than the Ditto looper. And it always works, and it's right there within the same little machine. So now I don't even have to add I don't have to add pedals to this. It has reverb, it has distortion, it has overdrive, it has delay, it has compressors, and it has amps and preamps. Like, this thing is juiced up, y'all. It's a Helix. It's Helix's little baby sister. That's what it is. So if you love the Helix sound, which I was blown away by the Helix sound, you can get those sounds with the Pod Go. Not all the sounds. Of course, you're confined to a smaller portion of the sounds, which could be a negative for some people. But for me, I don't need or want a million effects on my guitar tone. I need overdrive, a little overdrive, some reverb, and delay. Those are the three main things. And I use a wah pedal. But this thing has a wah pedal. And okay, I gotta get up for this. So, let me fix my braids. I love my braids. So, this thing has a wah pedal. Not only does it have a wah pedal, the same pedal can be used as an expression pedal. And I've never had an expression pedal before. And when I tell you I love it, now let's get to the negative. This is weird because this is a negative and a positive. So let me try to explain. It's called the Pod Go Wireless because it has a wireless setup, which when I first turned it on and used it the first time, it linked up. When I set up the wireless the first time, it was so easy. It linked right away and it worked. I was in my house and I was just walking around from the living room to the kitchen to the bathroom to my room playing guitar. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And it's so much smaller than my Shure wireless setup, which is, you know, it's a pedal, so it has to be powered. And there's a pack, a wireless pack that you have to wear. But this one, you just put this little contraption into your guitar and you're off to the races. Now, what I did find out was that it's not reliable. So that's the problem. When I went to a smaller show, like a smaller venue, I had no problems with this wireless setup. But the first time I used it at a big festival, it was not good. It was going in and out mid-song. I'm playing and then all of a sudden, no sound. Then the sound would come back and then no sound. I literally had to unplug. I had to take the wireless out, have the band keep playing. I had to run, go get a cable, plug the cable into the Pod Go, take that cable, run over to the amp, plug that in. It was madness. It's such an awkward break, but it had to be done because it was going in and out, and so my rhythm was off. Like it was, that's what it was doing. So that was weird. Then I tried it at another festival and it didn't happen. It was fine. And that's not consistent enough for me. I can't really take those kind of chances on stage, right? What I'm doing now is, for the smaller gigs, I still use the wireless. For any kind of tour, I'm gonna have to use my Shure wireless setup because it is 100% consistent. It takes more to put together, but it is what it is. So that's like the downside of it. I hope that maybe in the next iteration of this Pod Go, the wireless setup will be more consistent because that's like my big beef. But there's so many good things about it. It's so travel friendly, and I'm sorry, that wins it for me. Like, I'm going to Seattle next month. You better believe I'm taking the Pod Go. Oh, and this is the other thing. You don't need an amp. Oh my God. How could I forget one of the best things about this machine? You don't need an amp. This can directly go into a mixer at the venue you're at. You can plug right into that, and the sound will be exactly how you preset the sound to sound. You don't need an amp. Like for me, I chose the Fender Blues Junior amp because it was the lightest amp that I could find it was a light, loud amp. Because I'm the one who has to carry all this equipment around from gig to gig, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm always looking for a lighter load. Now you talking about I could show up to a gig without an amp. As a matter of fact, this thing sounds better when it's not hooked up to an amp. because it's just going straight from that machine and giving you that exact, when you hook it up to an amp, you really have to turn down all the effects on the amp to make sure it doesn't muddy up the sound that you're trying to get from the Pod Go. So it really works out because you don't need an amp. I can't express to you how incredible that is, y'all. I can just go overseas and I ain't gotta worry about nothing. My doggone pedal board is in my book bag. Oh God, man. So all they really gotta do is fix the wireless issue, make that stronger, make that more consistent, and this will be like the perfect travel machine. And I say with 100% certainty, this pedal, this machine, the Line 6 Pod Go Wireless. I have tested this all summer long at all of my shows. I want to say from May until now, and it's November. And I can tell you, it's reliable. It has a reliable sound. It works properly. The wireless setup could be stronger, more consistent, but everything else, you don't need an amp. This is one of the most travel-friendly pedal boards I've ever used. This is it. This is my favorite. I'm glad I bought this and not the HX Stomp. I mean, it's just not the same. And so I almost bought that because it's even smaller. So it was like, man, look, that's a teeny tiny box. And I was just looking for the smallest thing. But once this other guitar player was like, yo, try the Pod Go, the rest is history. Like, it, hands down, it was the best. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate you taking the time. I hope you learned something. If you end up getting the Pod Go, let me know how it goes. And if you like it or not, or if you already have a Pod Go, let me know how you're liking it. And if you've had any of the same wireless issues that I've had, let me know in the comment section below as well. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss the next video. The next video will be tomorrow because you are watching a daily vlog, the life and times of Melody Angel. There used to be this cartoon, and I think it was called like The Life and Times of Ted or The Life and Times of Tom or something. And I used to freaking love that cartoon. And how about this weather, yo? Once again, we out here again with this weather. 72 degrees. Be good to each other. Love y'all. Peace. Look at you. Look at how beautiful you are. Wow. Don't jump up here and bite me.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. I can't hold a